These rocky shores where I call home, where my heart longs to be whenever I roam. It's these rocky shores where I long to be. Yes, it's these rocky shores, they are home to me.
Whenever I leave here, it hurts me so. With tears in my eyes, oh, I hate to go. There ain't no work, and the kids need new clothes. The bills need paying, so I must go.
These rocky shores where I call home, where my heart longs to be whenever I roam. Yes, these rocky shores is where I long to be. Yes, these rocky shores, they're home to me.
Where did it all go? The life I once had on the ocean's made a road. With tears in my eyes and my head in my hands, away from my family, I hope they understand.
That is these rocky shores where I call home, that's where my heart longs to be whenever I roam. Yes, these rocky shores where I long to be. Yes, these rocky shores, they are home to me. Yes, these rocky shores, they are home to me.
Good evening and welcome to This Week in Review. Tonight's stories include RCMP held its law enforcement torch run last Sunday. The ACW hosted a party for children attending school in September. Sand and Sea Festival update. These stories plus community events, the BBS Playbill, Off the Rack and more coming up after this.
Participation, finding solutions. Rosella's challenge, finding time for her daughter Letitia.
As a single parent, I think one of the toughest things is whether or not the relationship that you have with your child is as concrete or as solid as you think that it is. Physical activity is one of the ways in which we have so much fun together.
Rosella got some great ideas from Canada's Physical Activity Guide.
What it says to me is get up off your duff and go for a walk. People get to see how should I block in physical activity in my life. When we're out playing, we're interacting and laughing and having a great time. I think it cements the relationship.
The guide will help you make wise choices about physical activity. For your free copy of Canada's Physical Activity Guide, call 1-888-334-9769. Participation says, try it.
When Mayor Ann read the council report in May, he suggested that this community write letters to Minister of Fisheries, Mr. David Anderson, concerning our fish plant. We spoke to Mr. Stan Kosser on Friday to see what kind of response they were receiving.
Good morning.
Thanks for speaking with us.
Oh, you're welcome.
What kind of response did you receive from people who wrote letters to Mr. David Anderson concerning our fish plant?
Well, Marie, there was I've got 101 names. That's the people who phoned and indicated that they sent out letters. I'm quite confident that more letters have gone, but people haven't phoned in because I've photocopied some letters there, but I don't know who they were for, who was sending them out, so unless they phoned in and told me, I couldn't write your names down.
Okay, so is it private individuals, groups, organizations, businesses?
What I've got is all individuals. I don't have any indication from any businesses or groups that they've wrote any letters. Not saying they haven't wrote, but so they haven't phoned here about, you know.
So would you recommend that they phone so that you could keep an accurate count?
Yes, because like I said, I've got 101, but if they phone in and we could look up and say, well, we had 200 or 300 letters that we know that people sent out, it's, you know, it makes it that much better. It shows that the people are interested.
Okay.
They've got concerns.
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
We would like to take this opportunity to remind everyone that if you haven't written your letter to Mr. Anderson, please do so. And if you would call the town office and let them know that you did so. Everyone needs the plant. The law enforcement torch run was held on June the 5th. This year the torch run had only 3 participants, Constable Egan Anderson, Fisheries Officer Boyd Reed, and Don Spencer. The group walked from the RCMP building around the circle back to the RCMP building again. Although there wasn't many people taking part in the walk this year, they were very pleased with the support they received. Approximately $460 was raised for the Special Olympics. The ACW hosted a party on Friday of last week for the children going to kindergarten in September. The ACW has hosted this event for quite a number of years. The 14 children enjoyed an afternoon of fun and games. They played some old favorites.
The dog, the nurse takes the dog. I own the stereo, the nurse takes the dog. Okay, come on, give me your dog. Your puppy. Okay, give me your puppy. Okay, now you're the puppy. Okay, the dog takes the cat. The dog takes the cat. I own the stereo, the dog takes the cat. Okay.
The ladies treated the children and their parents with a lunch. Everyone seemed to have an enjoyable afternoon. Stay tuned for more of This Week in Review coming up after this.
You don't have control of your body. You depend on others to care for you. Walking or sitting up or even rolling over is impossible. You have wants and desires, but you can't talk. Unlike an infant, though, you know exactly what's going on, because Lou Gehrig's disease has robbed you of everything but your mind. Lou Gehrig's disease is ALS. There is no cure yet, but with your help, we can stop ALS from killing 2 to 3 adult Canadians every day. Their future is in your hands.
On Wednesday of this week, we were invited to the Calder Health Care Centre for a presentation by the Burgeo Lions.
Well, in May of 1998, the Lions Club decided to do a little bit of fundraising for the bus. But it was a bit late in the year, so we decided to wait until this new year. So in September and October, we sent letters to all the other clubs in our district, and we raised approximately $620. In May of '99, we did a toonie drive around town. One night, and we raised $1,100. So that's give us a little over $1,700. And at the board meeting on Monday, June 7th, the board decided to raise this figure, round this figure off to $2,000. So on behalf of everyone concerned, I'd like to present this check of $2,000 to the resident council. And there is some plans for next year's drive as well, so they'll come in sometime September, October next year.
And also, on behalf of Virgin Alliance Club, I'd like to thank everyone that engaged in this worthwhile cause.
And on behalf of the Bristol Family Council, I'd like to thank everybody. This is wonderful. We appreciate it very much.
On behalf of the Western Healthcare Corporation and Calder Healthcare Center, I want to thank the Lions Club and also Sheila, who's the treasurer of the Family Council, for this kind donation and for accepting on behalf of the corporation.
While we visited the Calder Healthcare Center on Wednesday, we stopped by to see how the helicopter pad was coming along. The cement has all been poured and the top of the helicopter pad is completed. 350 tons of fill is left to be carried to this area. Sods will be laid on the outside of the pad. When we visited, the workers were busy working in this area. A cement walkway will be built from this emergency door to the boardwalk leading to the helicopter pad. Mr. Peter Kendall, foreman with the project, informed us that 5 more workers will be starting with them on Monday. He also told us that the project was on schedule and that they hadn't encountered any major problems. On Wednesday of this week, Alicia Sutton of the Health and Community Services in Corner Brook held a youth forum at the Fire Hall. We spoke to her after the forum for a summary of the meeting. We have with us now Alicia Sutton from Health and Community Services in Corner Brook. Hi, Alicia.
Hi.
Thanks for talking with us.
You're welcome.
We understand you had a forum here tonight for young people.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a good turnout?
Yes, wonderful turnout. We had about 40 kids come.
Okay. So what's the purpose of your forum?
Actually, I'm looking for some information on different problems that are facing youth. Specifically tonight in rural Newfoundland, but a lot of the research that I'm going to be doing is conducted all across the western region.
Okay, so what kind of questions did you ask these young people?
We have 4 main questions that I was looking for some answers to. Number 1 was what the youth thought were some really good things about Birdale. Number 2 was what they thought were some problems facing youth today. The third one was solutions to these problems. And fourthly, how prepared they feel about graduating from high school and what their plans are in the future, that kind of thing.
Okay, so what happens now with the information that you've collected here tonight? Now, what do you do with it now?
I'm currently working on a research project to identify a profile of youth in Western Newfoundland. So basically, the information will be kind of summarized, I guess, in what the kids think are some problems. We're hoping to create a community youth network within the Western region, and a lot of the information will be used to help us figure out the programming for the community youth network and the type of services that the kids need in different areas across the region.
Okay, can you give us a summary of how things went here tonight? Like what kind of answers did you get to your questions and that type of thing?
They were a really talkative group, eager to participate. A lot of the problems they have, they're not unlike a lot of other youth in North America, I guess. A lot of the common themes came up. They're very creative in some of their solutions. They want more activities to do. They want more information provided to them. An expansion to the youth center, different things like that.
Okay. We want to thank you for letting us talk with you today.
Sure, you're welcome.
And maybe we spoke to Anne Brown on Thursday of this week to get an update on the upcoming Sand and Sea Festival. Today we have with us Anne Brown, spokesperson for the Sand and Sea Committee. Anne is going to give us an update on the Sand and Sea Festival. Anne, what are the dates for this festival this year?
Our dates for the festival is July the 29th to August the 1st. Actually, it starts on a Thursday and ends on a Sunday, just one weekend this year.
Okay. What are some highlights for the festival?
Well, July the 29th, 1:30, we'll have our ribbon cutting and cutting our cake net for it open the festival. And there's going to be entertainment at the park Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday by different bands like Longshot and Hurricane and Bits and Pieces. And Saturday night, our Saturday night dance is going to be by Driftwood. That's our outdoor dance at the rink. And every day at the park, there's going to be poker walks and, like I just said, music. There's going to be some frolics at the park for kids and adults, duck hunts, bobber races. Basically a lot what we've had in previous years, and we're hoping people's going to come out and support us like they have in the past. But I don't think you're going to be disappointed again this year. Like I said, every day there is something at the park for everyone.
So most of the activities are going on at the park?
Yes, except our outdoor dance, which will be held at the rink, and that is our only fundraiser we got. So we got to have something to cover us for the old festival, because the bands don't come cheap. And we got to pay for these fellows, so if the people wants music at the park, well, we're going to have to fundraise and get some money to pay these people, right?
Okay, what about your, usually every year there's food available, whether it be a hot dog stand or hamburger stand again this year?
Yes, as far as I know, I know for sure, the Ground Search and Rescue is going to be set up at the park like they do in previous years. But on July the 29th, there's going to be a fish supper at the lodge. I think that's one of their things they have every year. And July the 30th, the Lioness is having a hot roast beef supper at the community centre. And Saturday, I don't think there's anything to eat Saturday, I think. Yeah, Saturday the Fire Brigade got a fish and chip eat-in or take-out.
Okay, so that's...
And I think that's a yearly thing that
Yeah.
they usually do during our festival.
Yeah.
And I guess Saturday night or Sunday, everybody's going to have to find their own food or eat from the Ground Search and Rescue.
Yeah, well, that makes it more convenient for people, so that they won't have to take all this food with them when they go to the park. If
No,
there's food
that's right,
available,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Makes it very convenient.
Make their picnic baskets lighter.
Yeah. What about your logo now?
Our logo, well, I guess as everybody knows, it is a yearly thing. We goes out to the public looking, more or less puts it out in a contest form to get a different scene for our T-shirts and caps. This year we went out and we had a very, very low response to it. But the one we chose was done by John Coley, which will be presented later on this evening by Edie Mers and one of the members of the Stand and See Festival. So we would like to thank John. I think he done an excellent job with the logo, which everybody will see, I guess, when they present him with his prize later on in the show.
John, on behalf of the Stand and See, I'd like to present you with this T-shirt and cap for the wonderful logo. Thank you very much.
What about your T-shirts and caps now? They're available for purchase, obviously.
Yes, I think Paulette got some put at Midtown, but you can call Paulette. Or if anybody wants one, just call any of the members, and I'm sure we'll get it to them if they can't pick it up. Our caps are, adults are 15, our caps are 10. Oh, excuse me, T-shirts are 15, caps are 10, and the youth are 12.
Okay.
So if anybody wants one, just give any member a shout, or well, Paulette got them in her house, and I think they're available at Midtown and Pro Hardware, I think it is.
Okay. Is there anything else?
Yes, we're selling tickets on some wooden lawn furniture that was made by George Porter. I think probably a lot of people have seen it up in his yards in the past year, so we brought some this year and selling tickets on it. So if anybody wants a ticket on that, just give any one of the members a call and we'll get them to you.
Okay, so who's the members of your Stand and See committee now?
There's Paulette Merzen, Florence Courtney, and myself and Aidan, and Terry McDonald, Linda Porter, Daphne Merzen, and Grace Merzen, and Edie Merzen, and Jim Merzen. That's Edie's Jim.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anything else?
Yeah, we're going to be, well, today is Sunday, so we're going to be having a fun day. We had a fun day at the park today, and we're going to be having a few of these now from now till the end of July to try to put some little festival spirit back in our community. We're going to be having music and probably playing some games, or just come out for the day and just get together with people, just get a little bit of spirit up in Burgeo and get ready for our festival and work everybody in that direction so they can get into the festival mood, eh?
Very good. We'd like to thank you for coming in and speaking with us today.
Thank you, Marie.
Stay with us for Off the Rack, the community events, and the BBS Playbill, all after this.
Participation, finding solutions. Larry's challenge, effectively managing his weight.
I've had say a weight problem or a weight issue. It's certainly an issue, with my family. Diabetes, heart, the blood pressure.
Larry gets encouragement from Canada's Physical Activity Guide.
I think it opens the door to saying, go for a walk. That counts too.
Larry learned that physical activity doesn't have to be hard work and exercise. It can be fun times with friends.
Physical activity is one of the tools that makes you get out, do something. It's fun. It's something you do with people and you feel really good.
Oh, good night, Jet.
These are great moments.
Larry's right, and the guide can help you too. For your free copy of Canada's Physical Activity Guide, call 1-888-334-9769. Participation says, try it.
Off the rack. This week as we scanned our tape rack, we came across a tape of the Coast Guard doing some field exercises off Boar Island. Let's look back to May 23rd, 1993.
and welcome to the community event segment at tonight's broadcast. I'm Rhonda Green. The winner of the Lions TV bingo was Azel James. Congratulations, Azel. Your copies of the 1996-97 school yearbook available at $15 each. If you would like to purchase one, you may pick it up at the high school during school hours. Injured workers and their dependents needing assistance in the Workers' Comprehension Matters can call John Raritan, Workers' Advisor Office, Grand Falls, Windsor, 709-489-9193 or 1-877-489-9193. There will be no youth center for the next 2 weeks due to exams. The driver examiner will be in Burgeo on Wednesday, June the 16th to do written and road tests as well as photo IDs. Attention business owner and students. Hospitality Newfoundland and Labrador presents Superhost Atlantic, a customer service training intensive. This seminar is ideal for anyone dealing with the public and those involved in tourism, hospitality industry. The training will also provide students with an employee skill that will enhance their resumes. This one-day seminar is scheduled for Wednesday, June the 23rd. The seminar fee is $45 plus HST. Learn the necessary skills to make you and your service stand out and keep your customer coming back. For more information, call Teresa Hatt, the BDDB office at 886-2302. If your group or organization has an upcoming event plan, we would be happy to advertise it for you. You can contact BBS office by Wednesday after each week to have items included in this portion of our broadcast. That concludes the community event segment of tonight's broadcast. See you next week.
BBS Playbill. Tune in on Tuesday at 7 p.m. for a rebroadcast of Pansy's Garden. Tune in on Thursday when we will have a video entitled Good Things Too from the ELP Committee. Join Pansy and the gang for 2 stories of craft, lots of fun on Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. on Pansy's Garden. And I'll be here again next week with This Week in Review. For This Week in Review, I'm Marie Rose. Good night.